Sammy.
Good news, Akeem. We've been rescued.
Where are my parents?
They've gone to the McDowell's house to look for you.
Behind the radiant smiles of the Zamunda kingdom lie the harsh realities that Hollywood's glamour has cleverly concealed for decades. Coming to America is not just a classic comedy, but also the beginning of a series of haunting and tragic destinies.
I am very happy to be here. Amen. Yes.
From life-or-death battles with a deadly cancer hidden on set, to shocking domestic abuse and silent deaths in solitude. When the spotlight fades, the legendary stars face betrayal, lawsuits, and unimaginable physical pain. Is there an invisible curse that has haunted this legendary cast? We will uncover the truth behind these unexpected endings. Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy was born in Brooklyn in 1961 into a turbulent family situation. His father, an amateur police officer, died when he was very young. Tragedy struck when his mother fell seriously ill, forcing the Murphy brothers to live in an orphanage for a whole year. These months of living without family and facing an unfamiliar environment shaped Eddie's natural comedic instincts as a survival mechanism.
I think it's ego. Your ego just say, go ahead, do whatever you want to do, Ed. And your ego just do it.
He began performing stand-up comedy at local clubs at the age of 15 and quickly attracted the attention of professionals. By 1980, Murphy officially joined the cast of Saturday Night Live and immediately became a savior for the show's declining ratings at the time.
I picked up a script called Best Defense. Here's a movie that sucked real bad.
His resounding success on television paved the way for record-breaking film deals with Paramount Pictures throughout the 1980s. During the preparation for the project Coming to America, Murphy not only took on the lead role, but also directly participated in the scriptwriting and production process. He was determined to promote the use of a predominantly black cast to assert their position in Hollywood cinema. The 1988 film became a global box office phenomenon, making Murphy the most powerful superstar at the time with his iconic versatility. Nevertheless, behind the dazzling glory were legal troubles that began to arise from the protracted copyright lawsuit by Art Buchwald. This writer accused Paramount of appropriating his ideas, leading to a legal battle that exposed the dark sides of financial management at major American film studios. Simultaneously, Murphy's personal life also faced many ups and downs as his marriage to Nicole Mitchell ended after many years together. His reputation was further challenged by controversies surrounding his adoption of a child with Mel B of the Spice Girls after a brief relationship. Throughout the 2000s, his career showed signs of stagnation, with many projects failing to meet expectations and a series of Golden Raspberry Award nominations. Nevertheless, his persistent work ethic helped Murphy make a strong comeback in recent years through dramatic works and sequels to old film franchises. In 2024, he officially married Paige Butcher and began to open more about his personal psychological struggles after decades of silence. These injuries were a consequence of performing high-intensity action and movement scenes throughout his more than 40 years dedicated to the performing arts. In 2026, Murphy was honored with the AFI Lifetime Achievement Award, marking a significant milestone in his journey from orphan to king of comedy. His current image shows a calmer and more insightful persona after having experienced both the highs and lows of glory and harsh criticism. These experiences gave him a profound understanding of the finiteness of time and the value of the colleagues who helped him create the Zamunda legend. Madge Sinclair. Madge Sinclair was born in Jamaica in 1938 and began her life as a dedicated teacher in her hometown before deciding to pursue a bigger dream in America. In her early 30s, she emigrated to New York with nothing but her self-respect and the elegant demeanor that had become her trademark in the arts world. She quickly established herself through many important television roles, But the real turning point came when she caught the eye of Hollywood filmmakers for the role of Queen Aeolian. Nevertheless, few know that just before her film career reached its peak, a serious health setback struck silently in 1982. She was diagnosed with leukemia, a terrible form of blood cancer. At a time when medicine still had many limitations in curing the disease, instead of giving up or publicly disclosing her health condition to seek sympathy, Sinclair chose to confront it directly and keep this secret from everyone, including her closest colleagues. On the set of Coming to America in 1988, she appeared regal, dignified, and full of vitality, leaving no one in doubt about the pain she was suffering inside. Her professionalism reached a supreme level as she completed every scene under high pressure without demanding any special treatment. For 13 long years since receiving the devastating news, Madge Sinclair waged a silent battle, enduring painful chemotherapy treatments while continuing to dedicate herself to major artistic projects. She left a lasting mark by voicing Sarabi in the legendary animated film The Lion King in 1994, reuniting with her co-star James Earl Jones. Her resilience was demonstrated by her unwavering composure and optimism, even when doctors predicted she wouldn't survive for such a long time. These extraordinary efforts were not only to protect her career, but also to uphold the dignity of a Black artist in Hollywood. The ravages of the disease finally reached their limit in late 1995, when her health deteriorated suddenly and severely. On December 20th, 1995, Madge Sinclair passed away in Los Angeles at the age of 57, leaving a profound shock to critics and fans who had cherished her portrayal of Queen Aeolian. Information about her decade-long battle with leukemia was only truly revealed after her death, completely changing public perception of her presence on screen. The film's lead actor shared at a tribute ceremony that Madge was a symbol of absolute strength, choosing to protect the film crew from anxiety with her noble silence. She passed away at the height of her career, leaving a legacy of self-respect and tireless work ethic for future generations of actors. Her contributions to cinema are not only measured by awards or box office revenue, but also by how she lived and worked like a true warrior until her last breath. John Amos. John Amos began his professional journey not on the theatrical stage, but on the fiercely competitive pitches of American football. Before becoming a familiar face in cinema, he was a promising athlete, but his short sports career ended prematurely, pushing him in an unexpected new direction. With his muscular physique and natural composure, Amos quickly found his place in Hollywood, becoming an icon of exemplary Black fathers in classic series like Roots and Good Times. Nevertheless, his integrity in his profession also brought him considerable trouble, most notably his dismissal from a television project for speaking out against injustice and the rights of Black actors. His career took another brilliant turn in 1988, when he portrayed Cleo McDowell, a hamburger shop owner deeply concerned with protecting his brand and family. This role not only brought him global fame, but also established an image of a realistic, strict, loving father in the public eye for decades. In subsequent interviews, Amos always affirmed that he was proud to represent the image of hardworking, self-made Black men raising their children. From 1988 to 2020, he maintained a steady career through numerous film projects, both large and small, consistently upholding the standards of a veteran artist with a strong sense of responsibility. The real tragedy began to emerge in the final years of his life, when health problems and family conflicts became the focus of media attention instead of his new roles. Around 2023, cracks in the relationship between his children began to surface publicly through allegations of elder abuse. John Amos's daughter publicly expressed her concerns about her father's condition, accusing her brother of isolating and controlling him under inadequate care. Footage of John Amos in a frail state in his hospital bed sparked a heated debate about ethics and family responsibility. In response to this uproar, the actor, in a rare appearance, denied being mistreated, but the fatigue on his face was undeniable. The tragedy reached its peak in August 2024, when John Amos died at a California hospital from congestive heart failure at the age of 84. What shocked the public even more was that information about his death was kept completely secret for 45 days before being officially announced to his family and the media. This unusual silence sparked a legal battle and heated arguments among family members immediately following the funeral. In official statements released after the news broke, his representatives only briefly confirmed that he passed away peacefully from natural causes. Nevertheless, questions about the lack of timely medical care remain an unhealed wound in his legacy. The life of the McDowell's owner ended with regret from his fans and an ongoing legal battle over inheritance and parental responsibilities. From a powerful athlete to an actor fighting for racial rights, he went through many ups and downs before ending his journey in a bitter family tragedy. His efforts to protect his image as a model father on screen seemed to stand in stark contrast to what unfolded in his final days at home. His legacy today is not just about comedic roles or moral lessons, but also a sad story about the loneliness of legends when the spotlight fades. While the controversy surrounding the passing of the baker has not subsided, another loss has struck, marking the end of the golden generation of the Zamunda Kingdom. The most powerful voice in Hollywood, who once sat on the throne of the virtual kingdom, has officially bid farewell to the world after preparing a calculated plan for the transfer of his legacy. James Earl Jones. James Earl Jones entered life with almost absolute silence, a beginning completely opposite to the vocal power he would later possess. Born in Mississippi in 1931, he suffered early in life from being abandoned by his parents, a severe psychological event that caused young James to develop a chronic stutter to the point of being almost mute throughout his school years. Instead of communicating verbally, he chose to withdraw into the world of paper until a high school teacher discovered his hidden talent and encouraged him to read poetry aloud to the class. This self-healing process, confronting his fears through the recitation of each verse, helped him regain his voice and cultivate a deep, resonant tone like a brass bell. His artistic career officially exploded in the 1960s when he became the first black actor to win a Tony Award for a leading role in a Broadway play, breaking the most rigid racial barriers of the time. When he took on the role of King Jaffe Joffer in the 1988 film, he brought the full majesty and inner depth to the character, transforming the King of Zamunda into a symbol of dignity. For decades, his voice transcended the boundaries of a single film, becoming the soul of legendary characters like Darth Vader and Mufasa, creating an invisible power in the hearts of global audiences. His presence on screen always came with a rigorous professional standard, where every line was carefully considered to achieve the most powerful emotional impact. But his illustrious career, James Earl Jones also faced the harsh challenges of age and health, particularly the silent battle with type 2 diabetes for over 20 years. Upon reaching 90, recognizing the limitations of his physical condition that could affect his vocal legacy, he made a groundbreaking decision in film history. In 2022, he officially signed a contract transferring ownership of his iconic voice to the artificial intelligence technology Repeature, a strategic move to ensure his legacy would endure even after he was no longer able to perform. In a rare interview about this, he expressed his wish that the characters he had painstakingly created would not have to end their journeys simply because of the natural cycle of birth, aging, sickness, and death. This meticulous preparation seemed like a silent farewell before the legend officially left the stage of life in September 2024 at his home in New York. He passed away at the age of 93 due to complications of old age, in peaceful observance and with the utmost respect from colleagues and fans worldwide. Broadway stages were simultaneously darkened to honor the man who used silence to conquer pain and his voice to conquer the world. His legacy is not just about films or prestigious awards, but also a lesson in controlling destiny and preserving personal values through the advancements of modern technology. The death of the old king was not accompanied by tragic disputes or tabloid sensations, but rather a glorious closing of a cinematic era. He departed after meticulously arranging everything, from personal health care to maintaining the vitality of his iconic roles. The image of James Earl Jones with his gentle smile and keen eyes in his final days is a testament to a life of dedication and self-respect. This passing marks a significant milestone in the journey of the 1988 cast, where the greatest icons gradually fade into the shadows to make way for eternal memories. Louis Anderson. Louis Anderson entered the entertainment world burdened with painful memories from his childhood in Minnesota. One of 11 children in a poor family, he grew up in the shadow of an alcoholic father and constant domestic violence. Instead of letting those tragedies overwhelm him, Anderson chose to confront them with laughter, transforming his psychological scars into material for his self-reflective stand-up comedy. He began his career in small clubs, where his gentle demeanor and honest storytelling about family pain quickly made him a prominent figure in American comedy in the 1980s. His role as Morris, an employee at McDowell's Bakery, in 1988 made a significant impact as he was the only white actor in the bakery's core staff. His character offered light-hearted, realistic humor, reflecting the cultural crossroads within the New York social context of the time. By Twiturn. Nevertheless, behind the show's resounding success lay Anderson's persistent struggle with personal health issues, particularly his severe overweight condition, stemming from his habit of overeating to relieve stress. For decades, he was frequently seen in desperate attempts to lose weight, accompanied by cardiovascular and blood pressure complications that constantly threatened his life. Anderson's career took a dramatic turn towards the end of his life when he received the highest professional recognition with an Emmy Award in 2016 for a deeply impactful television role. But reaching a new peak of success, he faced an even more devastating challenge when doctors diagnosed him with lymphoma, a form of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. He continued to maintain his work ethic, using humor as a mental tonic to get through exhausting chemotherapy treatments without complaining to the media. Those who worked with him during this time sensed a greater calmness and thoughtfulness from a man who had dedicated his life to entertaining audiences through his own sorrows. The battle with cancer finally came to an end in January 2022 at a Las Vegas hospital, where he passed away at the age of 68. His passing left immeasurable grief in the artistic community, who always regarded him as an icon of kindness and compassion in the harsh environment of Hollywood. In a rare interview before his health declined, Louis Anderson confided that he didn't want audiences to remember him for his pain, but for how he transformed it into smiles. Subsequent tributes emphasized his extraordinary capacity for empathy, an artist who lived fully by the principle of transforming personal tragedies into spiritual gifts for the world. Maurice's journey concluded not only as the loss of a comedian, but also as a reminder of the high-price artists sometimes pay behind the glitz and glamour of the stage. He passed away while the world was still remembering the melodies and laughter he had contributed to nearly 40 years earlier. The legacy of love and understanding he left behind has become an integral part of the overall picture of that cast. This development also opens up deeper insights into the high-pressure work environment, where simmering conflicts and sensational lawsuits are always present behind the seemingly perfect film. The silence following the death of the talented comedian seemed to further highlight the long-standing rifts within the 1988 film crew. Arguments over intellectual property and intense personal conflicts between the lead star and the powerful director gradually came to light, revealing a reality quite different from the unity portrayed on screen. The faces that once shaped the childhood memories of millions of viewers now only exist in old films, but their legacy and lessons of dedication remain an endless source of inspiration. If you were moved by the resilience of Queen Madge Sinclair, or saddened by the tumultuous final days of John Amos, please leave a comment below to join us in paying tribute to these legends. Don't forget to like and share this video if you found this information helpful, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next sensational character profiles. Your support is our motivation to continue delving into the stories behind the glamour. Thank you for watching, goodbye, and see you in the next videos.